They didn't go to therapy. They didn't go to the cops. They went to Reddit.
Hey everyone, Nailone, real quick. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free, takes a second, and helps us keep making the content you love. Thanks, but now let's dive in.
Every holiday, I show up with a pie in my hands and a smile on my face. I put on the same mask I've worn for years, one of grace, warmth, and patience. I clean dishes without being asked. I pretend to enjoy their dry casseroles and weak punch. I laugh at their bland jokes and nod through awkward silences that would make anyone else run. My husband squeezes my hand under the table like it's our little secret, that I'm pretending that I've mastered the art of swallowing hurt and surviving the landmines that come with being part of his family. They think I'm sweet, polite, a great cook, a quiet little gem who knows her place. But what they don't know is that I loathe them all, not just mildly dislike. Loathe, deeply, quietly, with every fiber of my being. His mother once stood in front of her bridge club and told them how relieved she was that our baby took after him. Translation: thank God the baby doesn't look like me. His father once got drunk, slurred through dinner, and asked me if I used to be a man. Just like that, no hesitation, no shame. His sister actually cried when I announced my pregnancy, not out of joy, but because she always thought she'd be the first to have a baby in the family. And his grandmother, she called me urban with a smirk, like she was doing me a favor by not saying worse. I'm Filipino. I grew up in a quiet suburb, went to private school, speak perfect English. But none of that mattered to them. Each time I bit my tongue so hard I thought it might bleed. Each time I swallowed it whole, tucking the pain into the pit of my stomach like leftovers I never wanted. I didn't make a scene. I didn't raise my voice. I endured for him, for the illusion of family. I carry their pettiness in my chest like stones. Heavy, unrelenting. My husband always says, "Don't start something," as if I'm the one stirring trouble. As if my discomfort, my pain, is more disruptive than their microaggressions, their cruelty, their thoughtless remarks that cut deeper every year. So I play nice, I hold the baby, and I smile. I laugh when I want to scream. I take photos I never want to look at again. And they continue thinking I'm happy to be there, that I belong. But lately, the fantasies have grown stronger. Of just skipping it all, of buying a ticket somewhere warm, of packing a bag, taking my baby, and choosing something that actually feels like peace. Real peace. Not the fake kind where I'm smiling through tears and cleaning plates while they gossip in the next room. I dream of a quiet holiday where I don't have to brace myself for insult, where I don't have to apologize for existing. I don't want to be the bigger person anymore. I don't want to earn their respect by being invisible. I just want to be a person, a mother, a woman who deserves kindness and dignity. And maybe this year, I won't bring the pie. I felt sick ever since my sister announced her pregnancy. It wasn't joy or excitement that hit me. It was dread. Cold. Creeping dread that settled in my chest and hasn't left since. And I know how it sounds. I know what you might think of me for saying this, but I'm not the only one. Everyone who knows them feels it too. The worry, the disbelief, the fear. This isn't about jealousy or spite. This is about two people who shouldn't be raising a child. Not as they are now. My sister has borderline personality disorder. Her husband has narcissistic personality disorder. And these aren't internet labels or TikTok armchair diagnoses. They've been diagnosed by real professionals, but neither of them accepts it. Neither seeks help. Neither is in treatment. I've watched them tear through relationships like storms, exhausting everyone in their path. I've watched them turn simple family events into chaotic battlegrounds. I've tried to hold the peace, to support from afar, to distance myself without cutting ties. But they wear you down. They always do. And now they're going to be parents. It terrifies me. The volatility, the instability, the emotional whiplash. Children need consistency, empathy, safety. I'm not sure this baby will get any of that. And I hate that I feel this way. I hate that I'm already grieving for a child who hasn't even been born yet. But I am. I live in a different province and still they exhaust me. Even from a distance, their chaos reaches me. I can't imagine what this child's life will look like. I don't know whether to cry or scream. I feel powerless, and that's the worst part. There's nothing I can do, nothing I can say that won't be twisted or ignored. I can't fix them. I've tried. All I can do is hope. Hope that something changes, that parenthood softens them, that the baby brings out something better in them. But deep down, I know hope isn't always enough. And so I sit here, sick with worry, heart heavy, mind racing, and desperately wishing the story were different. I'm a 25-year-old music school grad. Scroll through my Instagram and you'll see filtered clips of me playing moody jazz solos, singing slow indie covers by candlelight, or posting snippets of ethereal cinematic scores with captions like late night inspiration. You'd think I live in some artsy loft, sipping black coffee at midnight and composing sweeping film scores for emotionally charged dramas. To the world, my friends, my family, my 900 followers, I'm that guy, the brooding artist, the passionate composer, the underground genius, quietly crafting his magnum opus in dimly lit studios, the guy who's doing it and they believe it. My parents beam with pride, sharing my Spotify link with relatives I haven't spoken to in years. Old classmates send me gig listings and local artist grants. Even my high school music teacher once messaged me, "You're doing it, keep going. You were always the one I believed in." But here's the truth. I pay my rent by making dumb jingles for TikTok brands and mid-tier YouTubers. That's where the money is, not in indie jazz records or emotional piano scores, but in 12-second songs that sell sunscreen, supplements, and squeaky dog toys. I've written over 200 jingles, most are under 15 seconds. Some are catchy, some are barely music. They play behind montages of slime being squished into glass bowls, influencers applying lip gloss in slow motion, or gamers promoting discount codes for energy powder. I've created hooks like "Bite it, snack it, sloth chips, crack it." "Tan drops eye, get your glow on," sponsored. "Bark buds, woof it up, puff it up." One of my biggest earners, a viral jingle called "Fart Like Nobody's Watching." A YouTuber used it for a parody video about probiotic yogurt and racked up 2 million views. The royalty check made me laugh and then pay my rent. I'm not ashamed, I'm proud of the hustle. This industry is brutal and I've managed to carve out a weird, oddly specific niche with just my voice, a mic, and a MIDI keyboard. But I do feel fake sometimes because while my social media paints the picture of a serious artist, most of my hours are spent rhyming tummy with yummy or finding new ways to make ooze sound fun. My mom cried when I told her I was finally living my dream. She pictured packed theaters, film premieres, jazz bars with my name on the marquee. If she knew the dream currently involves writing a sea shanty about nose hair trimmers or ghostwriting a medieval rap battle between a knight and a talking squirrel, I think she'd cry again, for different reasons. And yet, maybe this is the dream. Not the version I imagined, but something real, something weird, something I built myself from scratch. I still play jazz. I still write scores. I just also happen to be the anonymous voice behind songs about foot cream and kombucha. Because art takes many forms, and sometimes those forms fart, and I'm okay with that. I'm 28, work in tech, and make decent money, around $85K a year. It's not tech bro millionaire territory, but it's stable. I've worked hard to get here, paid off a chunk of student loans, lived with roommates until I was 26, ate a lot of dollar ramen, and finally started saving for a place of my own. My younger sister, 25, works part-time retail and is getting married next summer. I'm happy for her. I really am. But last week, my mom called me sounding all casual and sweet. Too casual. That kind of voice where you know a favor's coming. She asked if I could help out with the wedding costs. I said sure, maybe a bit. Then she dropped the bomb, they need $15,000. And apparently, because I don't have kids or a mortgage, I should be able to swing it. What? I told her I could maybe do $2K max, and even that would sting. She went quiet, then said that wouldn't even cover the venue deposit. Then came the guilt trip. Your sister has always struggled. This is her one special day. I just sat there on the phone, stunned. Am I crazy? Is this normal? Because it doesn't feel normal. I've worked my ass off for everything. I climbed out of debt, built a career, and tried to set myself up for stability. My sister, meanwhile, dropped out of college twice and hasn't kept a full-time job for more than 8 months at a time. Now my whole family is acting like I'm selfish. My dad texted me the next day with some vague line about thinking about what family means. Even my sister chimed in with this emotional monologue about how she never asks for anything and just wants one perfect day. But here's the thing. I love my sister, but love doesn't mean being a blank check. Why does being responsible mean I owe everyone else a piece of my success? Why is the reward for getting my life together suddenly becoming everyone else's ATM? I want to help in a way that's reasonable. I want to celebrate her, but this feels unfair. It feels like I'm being punished for being stable. And I'm terrified that saying no will blow up my relationship with my family. But I also know that if I say yes, I'll resent it forever. So yeah, I'm stuck. Do I keep the peace and swallow my resentment? Or do I draw a line and risk becoming the villain in a story I didn't even write? I've been holding this in for a while, but it's been eating at me every day. A few weeks ago, my grandma got deported. ICE showed up out of nowhere, no warning, no calls, nothing. One day, she's in our kitchen making arroz con leche like she always did. The next, we get a call that she's being processed and sent away. She's lived here almost her whole life, never caused any trouble, never asked for much. She was the one who raised me while my mom worked 2 jobs. She barely speaks English, but she was the strongest person I knew. The anchor of our family. Now she's in Mexico, a country she barely remembers, with no house, no job, no family nearby. Completely alone. The worst part? She keeps trying to sound okay when we talk. Every phone call starts with "Estoy bien, mijo," or "Don't stress yourself." But I can hear it in her voice. She's not okay. She's just trying to protect me like she always has. Before they took her, she gave me a small gold bracelet she used to wear. It's not worth much in money, but it meant everything to her. It was her mother's. When she gave it to me, she said, "So you don't forget me." I've worn it every day since. It's the only thing that makes me feel close to her now. Lately, I've been thinking about selling it. I need to help her. I'm trying to put together $3,000 to help her find a place to live and start the legal process for getting her back. I know selling the bracelet might only cover a fraction of that, but part of me feels like it's the one meaningful thing I can offer. And another part of me feels absolutely sick about it, letting go of something that meant so much to her. It feels like another loss. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I should have done more, should have protected her the way she always protected me. Now I'm here feeling useless while she's struggling alone across a border. I don't even know where to begin, but I have to try. Because that's what she would do for me. She already did. I can't deny it. It felt like a long time coming. We've been friends since we were 11. Back then, it was sleepovers, bike rides, and video games. Puberty hit like a tidal wave, and I remember suddenly feeling dizzy around them. These 2 boys who had grown up with me, who suddenly looked so good it made my head spin. We were close, always were. Closer than most friends, maybe. There were kisses over the years, nothing serious, just tipsy dares or stolen moments that we never talked about after, but we never crossed the line. Not until that night. It was just one of those perfect nights out. A long evening filled with laughter, quiet moments, and honest conversations that felt like peeling back layers we'd all been hiding behind. Maybe it was the drinks. Maybe it was something that had been building for years. I honestly don't remember who leaned in first. All I know is it felt natural. One of them is more athletic, broad shoulders, toned arms. The other has a softer frame, more relaxed, but with the kindest eyes I've ever seen. I adore them both. That night they were so gentle, so present. They touched me like I mattered. Not like a fling, but like they'd waited for this too. We woke up tangled together in a hotel room, laughing and still a little drunk on the magic of it all. Everything felt surreal. But I didn't regret a second. I want to marry them both. I know how crazy that sounds. But something shifted that night. Like we unlocked a new level of understanding. I've never felt so safe, so wanted, so completely loved. I'd carry both their kids if I could, build a life where it's all of us, always. This friendship has turned into something else, something deeper, stronger. I love them so much it overwhelms me. And for once, I'm not scared of what that means. I'm just hopeful. I know I shouldn't feel this good about it, but I do. Back in undergrad, I dated another international student, Indian like me. We were just 20, navigating life in Europe, far from home. From the start, he made it clear. His family expected him to marry by 23 or 24. That should have been the first red flag. But things went south fast. He didn't like that I made friends outside the Indian community. He'd berate me for mixing with foreigners, while we were literally studying in Europe. He criticized how I dressed, how I spoke, who I spent time with. He especially hated that I was ambitious. And when I wore dark lipstick, He would sulk for hours. That was my breaking point. I'm not giving up red lipstick for anyone. We broke up before undergrad ended, but the damage was done. I felt small, isolated, judged. The Indian student community labeled me low character for breaking up with such a good guy. I didn't get invited to Diwali parties. My social life was a mess, and I carried that pain into my early 20s. Thankfully, I moved cities for my master's. Slowly, I healed. The rumors faded. I started dating again at 23, but I never forgot how that one relationship made me question everything about myself. He, meanwhile, went back to India, told everyone he'd marry the girl his mom picked. And he did, but karma came knocking. Turns out the village girl he married isn't what he expected. She's clever. She doesn't want kids unless one of the properties is in her name. Within a year, she distanced him from his parents. Now he's stuck in a miserable marriage, working for his dad in a business he hates. No kids, no freedom, just regret. According to a mutual friend, he's been miserable since the day he returned to India and regrets leaving me. I'll be seeing him soon, actually. We have a reunion coming up. I'm not nervous. I'm engaged now. My fiancé, who's been nothing but supportive and kind, will be right there with me. I know my ex will probably make some passive-aggressive remark. He always does. But this time, I have peace. I have my power back. And just quietly, it feels good to know the universe kept receipts. My daughter hasn't spoken to me in 3 days. And I don't even blame her. Her father left before she was born. We were young, 19 and 20. He said all the right things at first. Said he loved me, said we'd be okay. Then the moment I told him I was pregnant, he vanished. Ghosted. No goodbye. No explanation. Just gone. I raised her alone. No child support. No birthday cards. No phone calls. Not a single message in 15 years. But I never badmouthed him. I never said he was cruel or selfish or a tortured, even when I wanted to scream it. Instead, I gave her the gentlest lies I could think of. He's not ready. He has his own struggles. He loves you just from far away. I wanted her to have hope, to imagine something kinder than the truth. But she kept asking, especially as she got older. Every time she saw a dad at school events, every time she heard a friend talk about their father, she'd look at me and ask again, "Where is he? Why doesn't he call? Does he even know I exist?" And I'd tell her the same things. Until last week. It was after a Father's Day event at school. She came home crying. I'd never seen her that upset. She slammed the door, then opened it again just to scream, "Why doesn't he want me?" I broke. I told her everything. That he knew, that I tried. Emails, letters, even had someone hand deliver a note. That the one time he replied it was to accuse me of trapping him, that he never once asked about her. She just stood there, silent. Then she called me a liar, said I should have never told her, that now she feels worse than ever, that at least before she could pretend. And now, she won't talk to me. She eats in silence, sleeps all day, refuses to go to school. I keep knocking on her door, whispering I'm sorry, but she won't answer. I thought I was protecting her. I thought a clean truth would be better than a comforting lie. But now I'm wondering if I just broke something she can never get back.